All right. Well, today's subject is an injunction. And what's an injunction? Well, most people have a pretty good idea what an injunction is, but an injunction is ordinarily what they call a court order remedy to either do or refrain from a specific act. It's used to prevent harm or to maintain a status quo. Usually in the legal profession, you see injunctions used like in the divorce case where there's danger of one person hurting another person, so they restrain them, so they have an injunction against them. Or sometimes you see it in a labor management dispute, so you have an injunction against either the union or the management. So that's historically usually what you've seen with injunctions. But recently, we have had uh, just uh, a boatload of injunctions. That'd be a good word to use. Boatload of injunctions. I can think of another word, but I think I'll stick with boatload. Anyway, but one of the most recent injunctions was from the Honorable Mayans Joan, and this guy is I believe he's a Biden appointee of out of Massachusetts. And what he's done, he's enjoined the Trump administration um, from I believe it's from dismantling the Education Department of Education, uh, and I believe he's enjoined the Trump administration once before, but he was shot down by the Supreme Court. But that certainly hasn't stopped him. He seems to be doing it again. And to kind of give you an idea who this guy is, I mean, besides being a judge, he was sponsored by Elizabeth Warren, who spoke very highly of him. So I think that should tell you a little bit about the guy. But anyway, uh, he's indicated that the other injunction that he had was against grants that 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 the Trump administration wanted to hold back on, and he decided that there would be a good thing to enjoin that. And anyway, so what happened was that the Supreme Court turned him down, and the problem with these injunctions is, and they talked a little bit about this on some of the articles that I've been reading. Uh, During the last Trump administration, he would go into Texas and get injunctions. And the reason for that was because Texas was a red state and they had some very conservative judges there. So he would go into these red states, and he'd be able to get an injunction. I think this was a case with an abortion pill. And I think that they enjoined the FDA for a period of time, and uh, but what the problem is so you have what they call forum shopping, and so if you have somebody that's a very conservative, you try to go into a red state and try to get a judge who is who seems to be on your side. But if you tend to be on the liberal side, you try to go into one of the blue states, predominantly Massachusetts. But if you can't get into Massachusetts, you get into D.C. or you go into New York or one of these other states, and so the problem with that is that you have people shopping in these different areas, and it turns out that you start losing a little bit of faith in the court system, because if you want one decision that's tends to be conservative, you go into a red state. If you want a liberal decision, you go into a blue state, and you pretty much you know what the decision is going to be before actually be, before it's actually made. And you know, I was always under the opinion that when you went into court, you kind of felt as though you had a fair shot, that the judge had not already made up his mind or her mind. But I don't think that's the case right now. I think that if you want a certain if you want a certain conclusion, you just go into a state that seems to favor your point of view, and you'll get an injunction. So um, there was there was a criticism some time back. This is when the shoe was on the other foot, and Trump got an injunction, and the injunction was got by a Judge Kazmierzek, I think is how you pronounce his name. Anyway, this judge was a judge in a little city in Texas, and the criticism was, can you have a little judge in a little place in Texas coming out with an injunction that that controls it controls the operation of an administration on a nationwide basis, and that was exactly what the criticism was. Uh, the criticism was, can a single judge in a small courthouse in Texas make a policy that affects the nation? The answer is yes. And something has got to be done one way or another as far as changing the way these injunctions are being issued. Uh, but it seems right now that all you got to do is if you want to if you don't like something, you you go into your favorite court. Uh, Another thing, Harvard, just the Trump administration wanted to curtail the number of foreign students that Harvard could take in. Actually, wanted to stop it, and there was a Judge Burroughs in Massachusetts who just issued a injunction against Trump, and I believe she also issued an injunction back in 2017. So these, what you have is you have these judges who basically have little, if any, experience in some of these matters, making decisions that affect the nation. So you'll have somebody that's an expert, say, in the Department of Education, or you'll have somebody that's that's an expert in grants or something along those lines. And what happens is they can make they can make a decision, and that decision ends up uh, ends up curtailing what the present administration can do. Yeah, so that's something that's kind of I'm thinking about that. I think um, that there's a lot of complaints about this now, but I don't know how some of these, like this judge who is in Massachusetts, this I, I believe his name is, I believe it's Yon. Uh, I mean, his background was, I'm sure he's a smart enough fellow, but his background was that he worked in a municipal court in Boston, and he worked there for a number of years, and then he was just recently appointed to the court. So, what his background is, how he's able to make policy determinations that affect the entire country is kind of left unsaid. Uh, and it's a continuing problem. It's going to be a problem not only for the Republicans but for the Democrats as well, because I don't think that you want to have these judges in these little towns making decisions it's going to affect the rest of the country. And that's my take on that, I think that there's going to have to be some type of resolution. Hopefully, what will happen is they take it up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will make some type of ruling as to whether or not a local court, a local court in a small town, can make what they call a nationwide injunction. And if they don't do something like that, then I think what's going to happen is the Congress is going to have to step in. But it's really whether or not you like the decision or not. So if you don't like what Trump's doing right now, and so you think it's a good thing that the injunction is issued against him, the problem with that is that if that's going to be the rule, it's going to be applied both ways, and it's just probably just not a good way um, to get a solution. So that's what I have to say about injunctions. Think I just think it's gone a little bit too far. I think too many people are making decisions that affect us. You know, I think that when you go into a court, I've always felt when you go into a court, you should have a an even chance. I don't think you should know what the judge is going to do, but I think it's quite obvious in a lot of the courts that you can determine ahead of time what the judge is going to rule on, and you know what the judge is going to rule on basically on who appointed him and um, what his political leanings are, um, what kind of groups he belongs to. And of course, when they're vetted, when they go in front of the Congress and they're vetted, they always say, of course, that they're going to be completely impartial and they're not going to let political views get in their way. But that doesn't last too long. And I suppose they say that with a wink and a nod. And so when you go into court, uh, the reason that you sometimes know exactly what's going to happen is these judges a lot of times are not appointed on the basis of their abilities, and many of them are very, very capable, but they're appointed on the basis of the political leanings or the political views. And so, if you have a Democrat appointing somebody, he's going to appoint somebody with Democratic views. You get a Republican appointing somebody, you're going to have somebody with Republican views. And it would really be kind of refreshing if you had somebody that could look at the issue either way and come down with the decision, which doesn't favor one party or the other, but is basically based on logic rather than on political affiliations. And so I think that that's a problem that's continuing, and right now you have you just have these injunctions flying out all over the place, and even if they're eventually overturned, uh, in some respects, what they've done, and this is quite harmful, it's gummed up the works. So if you finally get the matter resolved, it may stop the administration of justice for a period of time, so that what should be done quickly should be done efficiently is being held up by people who don't necessarily have any background in the decisions that they're making. So that's basically my thought on these injunctions. I think they're a bad thing, and I think that something's going to have to be done one way or the other. And that's my view on injunctions today.